Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this. It's called an accordion fold card or an accordion fold album. I've made one of each, one card, one album, so I'm going to show you both of them. It's very easy to make, and if you don't want to watch the whole process, you could watch the first, I don't know, 10-15 minutes or something, and you would have seen how it's actually made. So first of all, it was requested by a subscriber in Australia named Margaret. She saw something that had been made by a fellow Australian whose name is Kayla Rennie or Rennie Macaulay. But there were no instructions how to make it, and she asked me if I could find out, and yes, I can, very happy to do so, and this is what I've come up with. The one that Kaylee did, she had used Myths and Magic. For this one I have used, because this is my trial one, I allow myself to use retired products, and the designer series paper was Animal Expedition, which was in the last catalogue. But I'll just show you how this works. You see, originally I only had a picture like that and I didn't know what went on behind here, but searching on Pinterest and YouTube and everywhere else, I eventually found it, and it opens up like this. Okay, on the back it is quite plain except for that one there, so that when it's closed you've got something both sides. Okay, what I did on this one was I did a fairly plain design on every alternate page. So there was that one, then a pattern, plain, pattern, plain, and all the way through. The only thing that I found by doing it like that was I finished up with all plain ones like here, whereas Kayla, she had all very patterned ones there, which I thought looked rather nice. So I thought I'd remedy that on the next one, but I didn't manage that because for the next one I used the Perennial Essence, was it? Designer series paper, which is beautiful paper, but it's very difficult to decide which ones are plain designs and which ones aren't. So, okay, so that's how it does up. I always leave enough ribbon to make it easy for the recipient to be able to tie it up as well. So the one that I made as an album, it's not finished, but this is this one, and what I have done is, keep trying to open it with that stuck underneath, I have put little inserts here for photographs, and this one here would be my greeting. I sort of got it in my mind that I might actually put some of my wedding photographs in here and send it to my sister, who funnily enough lives in Australia. But what I will do, I've done a few of these, I would decorate each of these, maybe the large flowers or the little flowers. These would obviously all have to be fussy cut. There's no dye for these, but I think that would look rather pretty, wouldn't it? Make a lovely gift, and I would do that to all the other pages. So I will get that done one day and post it to my blog. The one that I'm going to make today is I'm going to make a masculine birthday card. I do have somebody in mind. I'm not going to say who, just in case he has a peep. I don't think he will do, but he's a delightful guy and very supportive. So no, it's not my husband, my new husband. So let me tell you first of all the cardstock you're going to need. Now, I will put all the metric measurements in the box below, but I'm not going to say them now because there are so many pieces that we need. For each of these sides, and there are 8 of them, we need 2 pieces of cardstock, so that's a lot to keep repeating. and I think it could get very confusing. So I'm going to keep the two separate, but the metric will be underneath there. Right, that's just my scrap. So first of all, to start off with, I'm going to use Balmy Blue, and you need one piece that measures 5.5 inches by 12 inches. You need another piece that measures 5.5 inches by 11 inches. Now, because there's so much to do on this one, I have already adhered all my pieces together. So first of all, I'm going to tell you the cardstock that you're going to need. You're going to need two pieces that measure, this is Night of Navy, you need two pieces that measure 2 3/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. Then you need two pieces that measure 2 7/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. All the cardstock is 5 3/8 inches tall. And then you need two which measure 3 3/8 inches by 5 3/8, and then you need two that measure 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. Now for your designer series paper, which I've already stuck on here, I have tried to use the reverse of whatever that is. Sometimes I've succeeded, sometimes I haven't, but I have still planned it, hopefully, so that I've got one pattern, one plain, one pattern, one plain. So for the first two, you need that designer series paper to be 2 1/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, both of those. And then for the next two, you need them to be 2 3/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. The next two, 3 1/4 by 5 1/4 inches. Obviously all the design series paper measure 5 1/4 inches. And the last two, it's 5 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. So I did have these in order. Have I kept them in order? That's going to be the sticky out one. That'll be a sticky out one. That'll be a sticky out one. And that's going to be the front. Right, okay. Right, we don't need that just yet. I don't know quite how I'm going to decorate this. So what I have done in advance is I've taken, I've done some couple of die cuts. I've done a bit of stamping. I've got some sentiments ready over on that side so that I can hopefully pull everything together and talk through my thought processes as I go. Right, to make your card, what you need to do is you need your scoring board or your trimmer, if that's what you use, and you need to take the larger piece, that's a 12-inch piece, and you are going to score on here at 4 inches, 7.5 inches and 11 inches. Okay, so on that one you've got a little 1 inch left over there. And then for this one you need to score at 3 inches, 6 inches and 8.5 inches. Now I know some of you are probably thinking, I wonder if I could do that with two A4 sheets, because here we've got what we got 23 inches, so two 11.5 inches would make up to 23. But the answer is no, not really, because you would finish up with the fold being visible across the top from the front. The way it's done like this, you can't see any fold except from the back, and that's where the joint is there. If you had two 11.5 inch pieces and you worked out where you needed to score, that join there would finish up across the front here, so you would see the actual join along here, which at the moment you don't. It's all lovely and smooth. Now we're going to take the one piece that has the 1 inch there, and turn it around so you've got the 1 inch down this end if you're right-handed, and you fold the first one up, the next one down, and then the last one up. Okay, so you finish up with that. Then you can burnish all your folds. And then with this one, with the narrower columns on that side, so that's your no, don't confuse, so yeah, 2 narrower bits with the bigger bits here. So what you need with this one, you want that to go down, that up, and that down. Okay, so you can burnish those folds. And then, as you can see, this is where the accordion bit is coming down here and there. So there will be our 4 steps. So what we need to do is join that to this. So what we will do is glue it into there. So I'm going to put Tombow on here. You could use tear and tape if you wanted to. If you use Tombow like me, just don't make sure you don't bring your glue too close to that score line. Obviously it's not so important if you're using tear and tape. That's not going to start oozing anywhere. Okay, so that's the bit with the glue on it. Now I'm just going to slide that right in, right up to the fold. And glue that down. So you should finish up with your concertina like this. Okay, so that's it more or less done, except you've got to remember to put your ribbon across there before you put your layers on. So really the rest of it is just decorating. So how do I do it? First of all, as I say, I've already been through and I've tried to get one pattern, one plain, one pattern, one plain, although when you look at this, some of them are a bit difficult to decide. Like that looks like a pattern, that looks like a pattern. But I anguished over this for ages before I finally decided, and I'm not going to look at it now. I'm not going to change my mind anymore. Now, as I say, don't forget to put your ribbon over. Now I'm using a retired ribbon here because it's United Navy, and I am going to take about 24 inches. That was 16, so that's that. That's it. So what I do with this is I put it around my card, make those come to about the same, and then this one I pull back about 2 inches. Okay, so if I do it sideways you can see, okay, so that's sort of 2 inches. And then once I've got it like that, then I pull it hard again. It's so that when I tie the bow will come across here and not be stuck at the side there. I don't measure this or anything, I just guess where that is halfway. I better put a bit more glue on that. I should have got the ribbon sorted out first. Tweezers. come on, stay where you are. That's it. There we go. Right, so move the ribbon out of the way, we don't need that. Now something else I did ahead of time, but I can't see what I did with it. Oh dear. Oh, please don't desert me. Oh, there they are. I die cut a lot of these little scallops and I wrote on them where I want them to go. So that was... what did I want on this one then? Confused already. Right, let's put this one on first. I think this was the compass. I'll have a look in that little pile of work there. I've also got myself the sentiments, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, which ones I want to use. Now this one, oh yeah, I did 3 of the sails, and this one you have to be careful to make sure you get it the right way, because that says east, that says west, and I thought I could where are we? That's it. So I thought that would look quite nice like that. Okay, so everything that I've done I'm going to do one of with you. So let me just move that bit out. That was that one. Item Navy ink. I will try and do it so that I only need to bring my big shot over once. Whether I'm able to do that or not, I don't know. So there's that. And before I get my big shot over, I'm also going to have to query myself so that I know what I need to go with it. Like with that, I need a small scalloped Night of Navy circle to go with that. So that's that one. I think I'm quite happy with that. The only thing that I have found with these is I can't put anything up on dimensionals. This does fit into the normal Stampin' Up envelope, although it's a lot shorter. And I did think about making it taller, because this is obviously 5.5 inches. I did think about making it 6 inches, because that's what our envelopes will take. But with the thickness of it, the 5.5 inch fits into the 6 inch envelope nicely, because that is quite a lot there for it to take on board. There's something that I want to show you about these little scallop circles as well. I don't think I've spaced those out very well, have I? Right, so the next one is going to be this. Right. Oops, I'll take the lid off. Now I'm going to think about having a sentiment here. But first of all, I really need to decide which one I want on the front first. Or shall I just go through put all of these on first. Could do, couldn't I? Apart from any hints and tips that I might give you en route, you have actually seen everything about making the card. It's the decorating that I'm going to show you now. As I say, any little tips that I can think of as I go through it as well. Now again, this is another designer series paper. Do make sure you have it up the right way, because there's a north there. That's all north up there. That was pointed out to me by one of the young ladies in my team. This is a brilliant suite, or this sailing one. It's brilliant for men, masculine one, but also if you got any ladies in your family who enjoy sailing, because sailing is definitely not just a masculine sport. Mind you, looking at how our ladies are doing with the football's not just a masculine one either, is it? Well done, ladies. Proud of you. I'm not a football fan at all, but I'm proud of them because they're British ladies. And they're winning. No comment about comparing them with our men. Right, there we go. That's better. Look, I've got patterns there now. Yes, much happier with that. And then on the back, quite a plain one, so I'm going to put a plain thing for the greeting. Obviously this will stand up on the table as well. Okay, which is why I want to have the greeting on the back here so that it could be tucked out of the way. Okay, so greetings. The ones that I have, or at least the ones I think I would like to do, there's one there which says there's so much to love about you. I think I'm going to start off with that one. The thing is, I don't think it's going to go into my regular first size here, is it? No, and I'm not sure that oh yes it will go on the front there. So did I cut? Yes I did, blue sails. Oh no, I cut a smaller one. No, that's right. Have I done that right? Where's my things I'm using? Yes, that's right. So I want that one. And I'm doing all of my stamping in Night of Navy. So bring my cardstock back. Just remember to allow myself enough space to stamp this out. Let's just put that there. Okay. Lovely. So which stamp set did that come from? Oh, this one was from Abstract impressions, that one there. And the stamp set that I'm using for this from the Sailing Suite is Sailing Home, and it's got a set of dies with it called Smooth Sailing, which are these dies here. This is absolutely superb, brilliant. And it's one of the sets that's a set of Stampin' Up dies. They're what the company have made rather than outsourcing it. And they really are lovely. When I come to do one of these, I'll explain to you what makes it so lovely. Right, so that's for that one there. I've done that. Now, what have I, reef knots, I've got that. So I'm obviously planning to do something. I'm not sure what I want to do with that one. So I could just stamp the reef knot on it, couldn't I? So let's see what that looks like. And I think that's the smaller one. Oh no, maybe it's a bigger one as well. So let's just space these out in case. So that would be for that one. And what have I got next? The blue sails, that's the front one. Lighthouse, pale blue stripes, no, greeting on the back. So I haven't done something for everything. Okay. It's too much for me to think about all in one go. Let's do a bit of die cutting. Otherwise, I know me, I will get myself so tied up in knots. Right, so the first one we did was this. And the die that I used to die cut that was from our layering circles, and that was number 2 die. So that fits over beautifully. That one I said I needed the larger one, didn't I? Well, let's see if we can get the smaller one over it. No, that's not going to work, is it? No, okay. Right, so what I think, when I do something like this, I don't like so much gap here. So I want to put something on there. Right, that's it. I'm going to do that one there. And then I've got to come back to that. There really is just so much to think about when you're doing a job like this. It's a bit like, I was going to say a bit like scrapbooking, except with scrapbooking at least you're doing one page, although you still need a lot of ideas for it. So, I don't know. So shall I do that like that? Could do, couldn't I? Next thing I'm going to die cut is going to be one of the very small scalloped circles, so that I can have it as a layer behind the compass. So if I get my little bag of Navy, I'll get myself a small piece. As you know, I always finish up with hairy bits on my die cuts. Right, first of all, before I carry on talking, the scallop die is also number 2 from the layering circles. And when it comes to hairy bits, my small scallop circles are no different. I find that they get somewhat clogged up, so I use my piercer, and I go between each of the joins and I just give it a little flick to get that little bit of hair out of there, because it really does detract from the amount of scallops you have. I'm hoping that you're going to see on the grid paper all these little bits that drop down. It just goes to show I'm not making a huge fuss out of this. It's only because they are so tiny. This is unavoidable, because if you look at the big ones, we don't have this problem at all. Now you can see all of these coming down here now. And I just feel that if you can't see your scallops, there's no point having a scallop circle, is there really? Okay, so that's much better. Look at all of that. I hope you can see that. Yep. And that's stopping my scallop circles looking like scallops. But not now. So all I did on that one was this isn't wasted because I'll save it for another project. Okay, so that's that. So I won't be needing that for this one. But for this one I do need, I'm going to get myself really muddled here. Right, so you see, look, you can see the scallops perfectly. Oh, that is too big, and that's too big, so I want that one. Alright, so I need another one of those. So let's do this one first, because I need to think of something that I'm going to do to fill in. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. No, I'm not wiping my hands on my clothes. I do sit on a towel so that if I have accidents like that, I've got something to wipe my hands on. Right, there we go. That's going on the front. Like that. So I want something on the top there now. Oh, I could use that other compass, couldn't I? I'd like something off on the side rather than... Do you know what else I got here somewhere? I die cut that earlier. There we go, that would be alright, wouldn't it? That would need to come up onto dimensionals on that bit though. Let's do that. I wasn't expecting to use dimensionals. In fact, what I think I'll do, I might as well pop that up, mightn't I? So 4 big ones will be enough for that. Let's see if I'm going straight there. Actually, I don't think I've actually cut that very straight. So what I'm doing is I am positioning on there. I don't know. Anyway, so I have positioned it on this straight. So what I'm going to do is at least put this over here so that will kind of cover it up. Okay, so I need to cut some of these dimensionals just to get around that steering wheel. And I only need to do it bottom half. or top half, whichever way you're looking at it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll also put a little bit of glue on the top of this bottom of the steering wheel so that it actually adheres to the sentiment. Dimensionals go towards the top. I want that like that. There we go. That could do with some kind of a gem in there. I might use one of the gold pearls. That would look nice. Okay, so that's that. Did I decide that was one of the big... Oh no, that's the right size. So that can go on there, or do I want something different? I want something different really, don't I? Okay, so what should we have? The other things I've... Oh, let's have a boat. I did do one before and die cut it, but I think I need it to go on a circle and I prefer it. I'm going to stamp it into and die cut the circle. So let's get the ink back again. This is a smaller sailing ship. There we go. So that will be fine. That's going to be for that. Just put those two together, and that's for that one. I've done that greeting, so it must be about time for another greeting on here. I do tend to decorate all of mine. You don't have to. I've got to... I wonder if that would go just on its own, wouldn't it? And then a greeting over here. Okay, what greeting shall we have now then? Just imagine this is, just bear in mind rather, that this is going to be for somebody who means a lot to me. So this one now says, "You are the best." That's good. Now that one's going to be the same size as... Oh, we don't know that, do we? Where's my... There it is. That's going to have to be that size. That was clumsy, wasn't it? If I slide that over, it's going to make it smudge. Just knock that one on the floor. Right, that's going to fit that, so that will go over. So that's all right. So you want two of those. All right. So what I'll do is, so that I don't forget, I'm going to put another piece of cardstock with that, with the... Okay, so this is all to remind me. Do you do things like this? Right, I'm going to just adhere that in. I'm happy with that. Or should I put it on the other side? No, on the dark blue side. It's a lighthouse, and having it with a dark blue background at night time, so yeah. With a compass which is guiding ships in the right direction, so it all ties in nicely. Actually, I might colour that in a bit, some crushed curry. for the light. Right, now the last one, I've done 2 sentiments. What else can I use? Really running out of ideas now. So I want one plain white one for that. I need some more white paper. This is our regular Designer Series white, our regular white, Whisper White cardstock. So that's that. I'm doing the ship. Should we do the bigger ship as well? Didn't get the one out, did I? That's quite appropriate actually, because we've got the lighthouses on the back there. So we did that one there, and then another sentiment. So that's the 3, isn't it? That's good. Okay, so what else should we have? How about This Day Is Yours, Just For You, or I've also got All Days Are Beautiful That Begin With You. Not my idea of a really good one for a man. This Day Is Yours. Yeah, that's good. I'll have that. Let's get this one back. So I want to stamp that as well, don't I? There we go. And this one, I need a block for it. Oh, there's one. I'm sure that'll be big enough. Yes. I think they should be far apart enough. So that's for the sentiment, that's for the ship, and then we've got the sentiment. Okay, that should be about it now, I think. Let's try. Right, let's get the big shots back up again. So I'm going to start working from the back now, I think, because I know what's going on there, and I need one of these. Did I use them all? Oh, no, there's one there. Okay, so we have this first of all, and we'll have the stitched shape die. So that's just a plain one, so that's good, that's easy. Okay, so that's for the back. The next one is going to be this with this ship. Concentrate on what you're doing. Do I want to put something on this? If I do, I've left it a bit tight, haven't I, for the bottom there? Just make sure I've got this straight. Otherwise my ship will look as if it's, my sailing ship will look as if it's sinking. Right, earlier on what I did was I stamped and die cut an anchor, so I might put that at the bottom here. Okay, so that goes on there, and then my anchor, something like that. Okay, so that's going to be the next page, and then the one previous to that is the sentiment, which should be able to take a small one. Oh, that's good, yes. Now I need a smaller oval, which is from the layering ovals. What size do you need? Is that the one? Yep. I'll do one of those for you. There we go. Right, so that one I need a small blue. Will that be big enough? Don't think so. I can't be bothered with trying to get that one to fit. This is much easier. And I needed a big one like this, didn't I? So let's do those two at the same time. There we go. Okay, so that goes with that one on there. I have lost the plot here, definitely, because I've got two images here. So let's die cut them with the sensible sizes. That's a bit too small. What's the second? No, that is the second size, I think, isn't it? I don't know. Let's see if I got. Oh no, that is the second. That's second, third, fourth. Okay. It's a bit too big, isn't it, really? That's going to be too small. What size are you? You're the best. Well, I'm going to come back to that because I'm not convinced, not sure. So what was that one for? That's that, okay. And that one is going to go onto one of these, which I might use one of the ships for or something. And I've also got this one here, if I want to use that one. Oh, there we go. I've got quite a few choices now. That's even without that small shape sailing ship. So let's see how we get on now. First two we know are done. Let's do the back there. There's no query about that. Tweezers. This could be laid sideways. Which I think I probably will. Just makes a nice change. This is like a book, so I just want every page to look as interesting as possible. Now I said I'd put the ship on here, didn't I? Obviously lots of this would be up on dimensionals if they were on the outside of a card. I know what I've got here as well. How about this? Got one of these little reef knot things. No, I don't think that looks quite right, does it? No, forget that one. What did we say for this one? It could... oh, let's do the sentiment, I think. Yeah. See, when you make something like this, whether it's a card or an album, just play around with it. It really... I find it fun, actually. This is my third one that I've done in like 24 hours, and they have been good. Although she says thinking, I don't normally put two of these side by side, do I? No, that's alright. Got the anchor, that's what I said, wasn't it, for the ship? Yeah, I think I'm going to put that on there. Only thing is it will be bent because there's two layers there. But I don't think that's going to do any harm. So let's do that bit. Well, let me just dab that on a piece of scrap paper I've got on the side here. There we go. That's good, I like that. No. You could have that, or This Day Is Yours. That's too big. Just have a quick look, see what else I have here. I've still got this one. Let's put that there so we can see that. Could use that. I don't want to use... I've got these, which I did in the pale blue, but I don't really think I want to use that. I've still got that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Where's my sentiment? I'm going to do that there, that there. Yeah, and then I'm done. I would like to get that reef knot somewhere though. Don't mind all the others not making it. If I did that up there, no. No. I could still do it up though, couldn't I? It doesn't have to be centre all the time. Okay, and this one. Because of the size of it, this one's has got to go straight up. If you give this a try, do if you haven't already joined, do join my Happy Crafting Facebook group and show us what you've made. It's always interesting to see other people's interpretations. Okay, so there's everything done. See, so it's finished up quite chunky now. Yep, I'm pleased with that. Check out the photographs on my blog on Sunday when I publish the video. Just have a look, see whether I've actually changed anything, added anything. So all I need to do now is to tie this. I think the card is masculine enough without having to worry that I've actually used a bow on it. It's not as if it's a decoration bow. Right, I'm going to leave these quite long so that it is easy for the recipient to do up themselves. That's about the same length. So there we go, there's today's project. Most of it really is just about how can you go about decorating it, what kind of things would you do. So there you go. I hope it's given you lots of ideas of what you can do for yourself. I'll bring this one over even though that it is a retired one, and this is my new one which is going to be for my album. Don't know how much I can get in the camera here. Let me just have a look. Right, get those there, that, or maybe pop that one over, and then there we go, that's all right. So there we go. Many thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this project and I really do hope you give it a go. It's easy, but it does take a little bit of brain work thinking about where you're going to put everything without actually repeating yourself. But I've enjoyed these. That one was a lot of fussy cutting as well. So that, not that particular bit, but lots of fussy cutting in there. But anyway, many thanks for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you give it a try. I will put all the measurements, including the metric measurements, in the box below the video, as well as all the products that I've used, where the score lines have to be. There'll be a link down below as well for my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. If you enjoyed my video and would like to be notified each time I upload a new one, please click on the subscribe button, which is down there in the bottom right hand corner, and also the bell by the side of it so that you get notified when I do upload a new video. If you have any comments to make or any questions to ask, please leave those in the box below the video as well. Always happy to help you, and I'm always enjoy reading through your comments, your feedback. So many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.